So now we will look at the story of integration of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir into the modern Indian political map, right? I choose my words carefully as I say that integration of Kashmir into modern Indian political map and territory, because Kashmir has historically always been a part of India and Akhanda Bharat. How? I'll just talk to you about that in a moment. Before that, we will just look at the map of Jammu and Kashmir and the erstwhile princely state of Kashmir. Now, it was Nehru who desperately wanted to hold on to Kashmir. In fact, he was very interested in holding on to the valley part of Jammu and Kashmir. He was very interested in holding on to the valley part of Jammu and Kashmir. Why? Because Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was himself a Kashmiri Pandit and he had a very close relationship with Kashmir. So he wanted to retain the Kashmir Valley, but Sardar Patel was not very inclined towards going after Kashmir as such until Jinnah actually went after Junagadh. Till that point in time he didn't really care. Now coming back to the history of Kashmir, where does the name originate from? The name originates from Kashyapa Mira. Kashyapa Mira means the lake of Sage Kashyapa. Sage Kashyapa existed long ago according to our Hindu traditions, but even if you look at it from modern day history point of view, you will say that he existed maybe around 3,500 to 4,000 years back, which is what the Vedic period is estimated to be by the modern science, right? So by any account, Kashmir has been a part of India for at least 3,500 to 4,000 years, and just note this particular point that the name Kashmir exists even today after 4 millennia, right? This name has been passed down from 4 millennia, not decades, not centuries. 4 millennia the name has survived, right? So this is about the history, that this is the land of Sage Kashyapa, Kashyapa Mira, the lake by which Sage Kashyapa sat. Number one. Number two, now historically when we look at Kashmir, like what is our nation called? It is called Hindustan. Where did the name Hindu come from, right? It came from Sindhu. The entire Pakistani area today that we look at is actually the Indus basin. Indus is nothing but Sindhu, right? Sapta Sindhu, the Sindhu and its 6 tributaries. That is what it was looked at. And Saraswati is today not there, but you had Sindhu and its 6 tributaries together called Sapta Sindhu. And when the Persians spoke of Sapta Sindhu, they called it the Hapta Hindu, right? They called it a Hapta Hindu. That is where the term Hindu also came from, because the Persians and the Iranians, that is in modern day Iran, they used to call us as Hindus. So Hindustan actually meant all of Indus basin and those particular areas. But when you look at Bharat or Akhanda Bharat, we start looking at it from Afghanistan to Ceylon, right? That is the extent of Akhanda Bharat. We have to understand that Akhanda Bharat has been there at least for a period of 4 to 4,500 years by any account, and by our own Hindu traditions maybe a lot more, right? Why are we discussing this? Why are we discussing this? The reason is that Kashmir today forms the northernmost part or the northernmost border of the Indian territory today, and this is only to tell you that our northernmost territory is stretched far beyond. So by any account, Kashmir has always been a part of India, is a part of India, and will always be a part of India. So this is about the history of Kashmir and why Kashmir actually belongs to India, irrespective of how you see it. Now coming to the claims of Kashmir as part of Pakistan, we saw that during partition it was decided that Hindu majority areas would go to India, the Muslim majority would go to Pakistan. This was a basic understanding or a gentleman's agreement, as it were. Now Jinnah went after Junagadh, which was a Hindu majority area. This caused a lot of irritation to Sardar Patel, and then he went after Kashmir. This is the backdrop of the story, and we have already covered this in our story of the integration of Junagadh, right? So this is the backdrop. Now when we come to Kashmir, we have certain major characters in modern day Kashmir, right? I mean when I say modern day, I mean in 1947's Kashmir. We have the Raja of the princely state of Kashmir, who was Raja Hari Singh, and then his minister Sheikh Abdullah, and then you had Nehru, Patel and BP Menon. These were the major characters, right? Of course, apart from that, we also had the father of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who also played a certain role. So these were the major characters that are involved in the story. And now when we talk about Nehru particularly wanted the valley, and he did not care about the areas that were to the north of the valley, right? Now Patel started exerting a tremendous amount of pressure on Raja Hari Singh and Kashmir. He said that it is time that you signed the instrument of accession. He was doing this because Jinnah had agreed to the accession of Junagadh into Pakistan, while Junagadh was actually a Hindu majority state. Unable to withstand the pressure that Patel was exerting, Raja Hari Singh issued a statement. He said that Kashmir would prefer to remain an independent and neutral state within the Indian subcontinent unless it was coerced by India or Pakistan. Within 10 days of this statement, tribal forces started coming in from the northwest frontier province, and they began attacking the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. Who were these tribals? These tribals were none other than terrorists that had been armed by the Pakistani military in connivance with Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Right from 1947 to even today in 2025, terrorism has been a state policy of Pakistan, and it took birth in 1947 from Jinnah itself, right? That much is now clear. Now these were Pashtuns, and they came from Waziristan, and they started attacking, and this was around 22nd October, right? Within 3 days they had captured Poonch, Uri, and now they were heading towards Baramulla, right? They are heading towards Baramulla. So on 25th October, in panic, Raja Hari Singh called Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel sent VP Menon to Srinagar. On 25th, VP Menon sat down with Raja Hari Singh, and Hari Singh requested VP Menon, saying that please save us from these terrorists that are attacking our princely state. Now VP Menon took this message back to Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel said that, see, get Raja Hari Singh to sign the instrument of accession to India, and then India will come to the aid of Kashmir. VP Menon took this message back to Raja Hari Singh on October 26th, and on October 26th itself, Raja Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession to India, and Kashmir became an integral part of the Indian Union legally. On 26th October, Kashmir became an integral part of the Indian Union legally. On 27th October, over 100 planes, both civilian and military planes, flew into Kashmir, and within 20 days, we secured Kashmir. We got back Uri, we got Poonch, we secured Baramulla, we secured Srinagar, we secured the entire Kashmir valley. But because of the delay that Raja Hari Singh caused, we lost over 1/3 of the landmass of Jammu and Kashmir, and that is what today is Azad Kashmir and Pakistan administered Kashmir, that is Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir. Had Raja Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession earlier, then this wouldn't have been a problem at all. This was how Kashmir was integrated into India. One more thing that you have to understand is all these terrorist forces that came down from Pakistan, from the northwest frontier provinces, which was aided and actively guided by the Pakistani military, raped, tortured, maimed women and children mercilessly. They didn't see whether it was Hindu, Sikh or Muslim. They killed everybody in their route, and all they were interested in was in looting and pillaging whatever towns came in their way, and they were interested in sending all this amassed wealth back to their homes in Waziristan. So the seeds of terrorism were sown as early as October 1947 by Jinnah in Pakistan as part of its state policy. This is about the integration of Kashmir.